Welcome to The Shit I Hear in Sports, hosted by yo boy, G-Ro. Man, look here. The seal is now broken. The seal is broken. And I know it was just a preseason game, and it was the Hall of Fame game. But man, was that game wildly entertaining. For a preseason game, man, that game scratched an itch for your boy. And I mean, and I've been talking to y'all out there, so I know y'all got the same itch. That NFL itch is back full scale. We are in it deep. And we got a full slate of preseason games this week. And I know it is preseason, and I'm not taking a whole lot from it. But dog, is football, and it's NFL football, and it is back. And I'm going to eat up, and I'm going to take every minute of it. All of the talking is over with. I want to see it between the lines. And that's what it's about. And that's what I'm about. Yes, sir. The seal is broken, and we are back in business. Now, with that all being said, we are back in business. And man, expectations are higher than ever. And I'm talking to y'all. And I mean, the confidence in some of y'all fans is just exuding off of you. I mean, it is exuding off of you. I mean, I'm talking to you. I'm seeing you out in the streets, and it's just pulsating off of you. I'm like, the confidence is just pulsating. It's just pulsating off of you. And I like that. I like that in you. I like that because a hard head gonna make a soft ass when you fall. And some of y'all are setting yourselves up for a big fall. And guess what? Your boy G-Ro is gonna be right there to help pick your ass up. And like a true fan, I'm gonna push your ass right back down. Because that's what it's about. And some of y'all are setting yourselves up for it, and I can't wait, and I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be right there for some of y'all. Some of y'all with these delusions, man. I mean, my goodness. You know what I would really like to see? All these years I've been dealing with football fans, and Lord knows I've been that guy that have had those great expectations at the beginning of the season, and then at the end of the season, it's a completely different story. So what I want to see some before and after pics. I want to catch some of y'all asses right now while that confidence is pulsating off of you. I want to see you right now. Send them pics in now. I want to see it. I'm going to display it. I want the world to see. If you about yours and you feeling as confident as you say that you are, send that pic in. Show everybody your fandom. That's what we want to see. But with the before, I want to see the after. I want to see the aftermath. Because it all looked good on the way. But how's it going to look on the way home? That's the question. I want to see that. And I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to give you preseason G-Roll for the G-Men. I'm going to give you mid-season G-Roll. And then I'm going to give you postseason G-Roll. And I'm going to be right here. I know how my season's going to end. Do you know how yours is going to end? Do you? You think you do? Because your boy know, I know. I know for sure. Now, something that I just want to put to bed, man, because this has been an active conversation in my circle, and I thought we put this to bed, but people are still talking about it. So let me just give you my last little bit of 2 cents on this Zay Flowers contract. And yeah, I'm talking about the Zay Flowers contract, and I know it happened at the beginning of the last week. And I have no problems with folks getting their money. Like, I don't want anybody saying, oh man, G-Ro, no. Get your money, young man. Get your money. I don't care who you are. If you got a chance to get your money, get your money. But now I'm looking at it from the other side. Guys, that dude is not a number 4 top receiver. To be getting paid as the number 4 top receiver in the game is absurd. It is. And listen, Zay Flowers is a good receiver, man. And he's a good receiver. Like a good receiver. That's just who he is. But, dog, and I get he's a number 1 for Baltimore because y'all are telling me that, well, he's a number 1 for Baltimore, so that's why you pay. No, dog, when are we going to stop that? If you don't function, if I stand you alone, if I stand Zay Flowers alone, is he a number 1 receiver? I bet you don't believe it. I bet you don't. And just because he's a number 1 for Baltimore, just because he's Lamar's homeboy, they work out together. What the hell does that mean? As an organization, why do you want to pay him and you know he's not a number 4 guy? I mean, and I get the slot system, and they're like, well, Gerald, that's just where he fits in with the slots. Nah, man, because if I'm just off the top of my head, if I'm going to rattle off some receivers that are true number 1s, that I'm going to put in front of Zay Flowers, period. No question. Chase, done deal. Smith and Jigma, done. Jefferson, done. CeeDee Lamb, done. George Pickens, A.J. Brown, hell, Mike Evans, Puka, Nico Collins, Amon St. Brown. Hell, I would take Devontae Adams over Zay. And I'm not saying Zay is not a good receiver, dog. Not at all. There are just better receivers, a lot of better receivers. And to be getting $35.5 million if I'm a Baltimore fan and you taking up that kind of cap space and y'all haven't won shit anyway, y'all are in flux with the new coach. Why in the hell would you sign him to that deal? That's not going to pan out. You know it's not going to pan out. And on cue, as soon as he got the contract, he's hurt. He's out hurt. Young man, you ain't been in the league long enough to pull a vet move like that. You get a contract and now you hurt? Come on, dog. That's what I'm saying, dog. Listen, the man, I don't have no problem with him per se getting his money. I have a problem with Baltimore paying him that money. If somebody else wants to pay him that money, I think they're stupid because you don't pay somebody that's not a bona fide number 1 as a bona fide number 1. And he's not a bona fide number 1. Statistically, he hasn't put it up. He hasn't put the numbers up. And y'all know him about numbers. Statistically, the numbers aren't there for the 3 years. Your best year statistically, 1,200 yards. You've never caught over 5 touchdowns, and you've been in the league for 3 years. And I'm going to pay you like a number 1 just because you're the best option I have at Baltimore? Stop it with that nonsense. Come on, man. And that's all I'm going to say about that, man. I just had to put that out in the air because, we've been talking about this ad nauseum about this dude, Zay Flowers. And I'm just giving you my 2 cents. If you think something different, if you think, G-Ro, you missed the boat, if you think, man, you are off your rocker, fine, let me know. I don't think so, though. And I'm pretty sure you feel the same way, too. All right? And that's just what it is, and we're going to put that to bed. And then we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, guys. Look, we've already talked about the NFC North, the NFC East, and the NFC South. So let's just go and close out the NFC, and let's talk about how the West was won. Okay? And this is probably the most intriguing of the 4, if not one of the most intriguing divisions in the NFL. The NFC West obviously is home to the Super Bowl champion. So, let's just kick it off right there. And just me personally, I don't believe the Seahawks have been given the requisite amount of respect that they deserve for what they did last year. It's almost like they're being looked at as a one-trick wonder, just a one-trick pony. And to me, that doesn't make sense because if you really think about Seattle, they had been kind of building this. They had kind of been on the cusp of being a pretty decent team uh, you know, before Sam Darnold got there. I mean, with Geno Smith as quarterback, they were serviceable. And it just looked like that they needed a quarterback and maybe a few pieces. Whether you believe Sam Darnold is that guy or not, guys, sorry, newsflash, the man won the Super Bowl. Okay? He won the Super Bowl at Seattle. But not he didn't just win the Super Bowl because I heard all of the nonsense during the season about him. The man won 13, 14 games with Minnesota last year. I mean, the year before. I mean, this isn't just like a one-hit wonder. He showed you, I mean, it did take him some time to develop in the league, but when he did, the man is shining. He's giving you 2 seasons of 13, 14 plus wins in Minnesota, 9 Seattle, with the Super Bowl on his resume. I mean, what more does that guy need to do as a quarterback before he gets respect? Now, I'm not saying he is the elite of the elite, but let's just give him let's just give him a little bit of his flowers, okay? And I just don't think that people are doing that. And then the defense is still there. Dog, they are retaining 80% of their Super Bowl roster. And yet all we hear is Rams, 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 Rams. And I get it. We're going to talk about the Rams, but I just think Seattle deserves a little bit more respect because, look, I know they lost their Super Bowl MVP running back, but they still got to have a decent running game with Charbonnet. And then they drafted a young guy who they have high hopes for. You know what they got at receiver. I mean, that guy can take over a game. So we know what he is. Sorry to tell you, we know what Sam Darnold is, and we know what the defense is. And with them bringing back 80%, dog, I mean, they're going to be there when it's all said and done. So I'm sorry for you Seattle haters, but they are going to be in the mix. Now, Arizona has gotten better. Like I'm not going to shortchange Arizona because they have gotten better. We're going to be determined if this dude Love is going to be that guy or not. Because I heard similar rumblings up with the Raiders last season with Ashton Genty. And you can say it was the offensive line. You can say it was the organization. But whatever the case may be, he didn't pan out in his first year. So I'm hoping that that's not the case with Love, but guys, it's Arizona. I mean, newsflash, they're going to be in last place. I'm not saying they're not going to be a better team. They're going to be in last place. Love, we're going to see what he's going to be. Jacoby Brissett's the quarterback. After the Hall of Fame game, there's going to be talk about Beck. Should Beck go or should he be the starter down there? I don't know. I think they're both interchangeable. It really doesn't matter. And I'm not trying to disrespect Jacoby, but it just is what it is. It's interchangeable. It's not going to mean anything different for that franchise. So I guess to be honest with you, you know what Jacoby Brissett is. I mean, throw Beck out there maybe halfway throughout the season and see what you got. This is going to be a wash for Arizona anyway. So, sorry. It just is. McBride is that guy. And then, I mean, as a tight end, look, the dude got a 99 on rating in Madden. I mean, he's a better tight end than I even thought that he was. I mean, I knew that he was elite, but yeah, when I really broke it down, I'm like, yeah, that dude is elite. It's just a shame he's on that team. So it is what it is, but that's Arizona. They're going to be in last place. And look, there's just nothing more that we can talk about with them. San Francisco, very interesting because on face, listen, we know San Francisco is dealing with injuries, and that's a whole separate situation. And this is an ongoing thing with them, like it seems to be. And now they're talking about some type of the electric subway system next to the practice facility I guess it's radiating something off, and maybe that's why everybody's getting hurt. I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but shit, something is going on with the 49ers because the headline with them is always injuries. But to their credit, that is always their headline. But Shanahan is a good coach. He is a really good coach. And that guy knows how to scheme things up. So they always have a puncher's chance with him and coach. I'm just going to say that. I just think they're a little bit outmanned and outgunned this year. And listen, San Francisco has I'm sorry, guys, they're a third place team. And I know when you hear third place, it has such a negative connotation of, oh, he said third place. Third place in that division, man, with Seattle, the Super Bowl champion, and the Rams, who we're going to talk about. It's just not that bad of a situation to be in. It might not be that bad of a situation to be in. But, I mean, Brock Purdy is, as much as I want to talk about, Brock Purdy is a solid quarterback. I mean, he is a really good quarterback. I mean, I don't feel, if I had to go to war with Brock Purdy, I'm not going to be completely upset. I'm not going to be turning flips, but I'm not going to go into the game like, like Brock Purdy can get it done. I mean, the man has gone to a Super Bowl. Now, he did have the help of a good coach, a really good coach, and a great defense behind him. But at the end of the day, that man was driving. He had the keys. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't along for the ride, so I'm not going to play him like that. But, I mean, in that division, do I think he's better than Sam Darnold? I think it's a wash there. So if you think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, you think Sam Darnold's a good quarterback. I'm just sorry to tell you that. Are they better than is he better than Matthew Stafford? No, the old grizzle vet, if he's healthy, he's the class of the NFC West. So, listen, third place for San Francisco. It's respectable, man. I mean, listen, San Francisco, I want to say discounting the injuries, but with them, it is they have so many injuries. Like, you have to factor that in with them. Like, that's just part of their DNA, as much as I hate to say it, but it just is what it is. I mean, they're a third place team, okay? We know Arizona's going to be a fourth place team. The Rams, guys, listen, yeah, I'm going to shoot you straight. On paper, the Rams, I mean, they look unbeatable. I mean, if we're just going to go from unit to unit and just give them a check mark, receivers, check. Elite. Quarterback, check. Elite-ish or elite. Offensive line, check. Above average. Running back, check. Above average. So on offense, where's the weakness? On defense, I mean, we're not even going to get into the defense. I mean, you know what they did in the secondary. They already had above average linebackers. They just bolstered the secondary by cleaning out Kansas City. So they got guys in the secondary who have a Super Bowl pedigree that are ballers, by the way. And then we know what's going on the defensive line. And Aaron Donald is coming back. Guys, he had an official workout with them. That was just him checking a box. The guy's coming back. And even if you had 80% Aaron Donald, shit, that's a problem. But, again, on paper, there are no flaws that I can just really see. But you got to put that shit together. You got to do it between the lines. You do. And first of all, there's more here than just talent. If we just want to talk about the talent aspect of it, yeah, fine, crown them, they won. But there's more than that, because the Rams now know that they're favored in every game. That is pressure. I don't care how much talent you think they have. Pressure will bust a pipe. That is pressure. Because they know the first time they start getting their heads beat off in the middle of a game, they're going to be on the sideline like, wait a minute, where the Rams? This isn't supposed to happen. And they're either going to rise to the occasion or they're going to fold up. With all that talent, they could fold up. So just because you have the most talent on paper doesn't mean them guys going to get along. I mean, you got a lot of egos, a lot of type A personalities. And everybody is going to want to be that guy. And everybody can't be that guy. That's just the reality of it. So, listen, man, the Rams are going to win that division. But at the end of the day, we talk about this. They're going to win the division. That's a regular season accolade. I mean, I don't care anything about the regular season. But putting it together in the playoffs, that is going to be the thing. That's why I believe they're going to falter. That's why I believe that, because at the end of the day, Guys, they made a movie about it any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. You telling me that if somebody lines up against the Rams in the playoffs, because they'll make it to the playoffs, you tell me they don't have a puncher's chance? They don't have a chance? Those guys don't put their cleats on? They don't pull their drawers up just like the men in that locker room? Shit. You don't think that the opposing team is not going to come into the game with the chip on their shoulder? We playing the Rams. They're discounting us. They already think that we're going to lose. You don't think that's going to be bulletin board material? Dog, all these little things, plus we're not even going to talk about the injuries with the Rams, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you just remember last year, this time, coming into the season, we were talking about Matt Stafford, like, what are they going to do at quarterback? He's battling a back injury. He's getting all kinds of shots. His wife was coming on podcasts and on TV talking about how he was beat up. And I get it. The guy won MVP, but he's a 39-year-old man. Dog, Father Time is undefeated. I'm just saying, the Rams, because how is this complete Rams team going to look? And I don't want anybody to get hurt. But how is this complete Rams team going to look with somebody else turning the keys and driving the car? If Matt Stafford somehow if he gets hurt. And I'm not wishing anything on him. I'm just saying, guys, where we live at right now, injuries are a part of the game. That's something that you got to be factoring in. And who is their backup? Because they drafted somebody. So do we think that that's the guy that's going to be able to come in and right the ship if something happens? Because believe you me, if you think teams are just going to lay down because the Rams showed up, good luck. Because if I'm on that opposing defense, I'm coming after your ass right out of the gate. And that's the type of smoke that they're going to catch. And I'm telling you, everybody's not prepared for that smoke. It may sound good to them on paper. It may sound good listening to everybody in the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell them how good they are. It may feel good reading their press clippings. But it's a different thing when you're up against another grown man that's ready to tear your head off because you think that you're better than him, and he's out to prove that he's not. That's what the Rams are going to be up against week in and week out. So good luck. And talent will prevail most of the time, but I'm telling you, talent is not going to win out over that effort that team is going to put in against them in the playoffs. It's going to happen, dog. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. They're going to catch some bumps and bruises during the regular season, but they still going to look like the Rams that we thought that they were. But when it gets time for it right there at the end, when everything is on the line, I'm telling you, they're going to nut up. They're going to nut up. It always happens. The best team doesn't always win, guys. They just don't. So they will win in the regular season, but past the regular season, nah, it's just not gonna happen, dog. I'm just telling you. I just have this sneaky suspicion, like I can't really give you anything other than a gut feeling, because if you can tell me anything for certain other than you talking about what the hell they look like on paper, you a damn liar too. So that's just what it is. That's where we are with the NFC West. We know the Rams do look like juggernauts, and they will win the division. They're not going to win it all. I got Seattle coming up. I still think Seattle's going to be a 12 win team this year. And they'll get second place. And then, you will have the 49ers and then the Cardinals falling in third and fourth. I mean, and that's what it's going to be in the NFC West. And that's just my opinion, my prediction. Okay? So take that for what it is. That's what Giro said. Nobody else is saying this. This is just me. But, most of the time I'm right anyway. So you can pretty much take it to the bank. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, guys. Look, we just went over the NFC West. I just gave you, my preview, my predictions of how I think the division is going to turn out. So just to recap the NFC, and so I got the Rams winning the NFC West. I have the Eagles winning the NFC East. I've got Detroit winning the NFC North, and I've got New Orleans winning the NFC South. I would love to know you guys' errors and omissions. I know people are out there crying like, oh, what about the Cowboys? You didn't mention the Cowboys. What about Chicago? Guys, Chicago, the Cowboys, the Rams, these are sexy picks. The only difference with the Rams is the Rams have the actual talent to back up it being a sexy pick. Or Chicago does not. And Dallas on offense, they have it, but that's the same offense they had last year. So why in the hell would I think because you drafted a rookie on defense, you haven't really made any other changes. So the same guys on defense that couldn't stop a damn baby from falling last year, but because you drafted a rookie safety, now all of a sudden that defense is going to turn around. Same coaches, pretty much the same guys, but that defense is going to turn around. Really? That's what we think. Stop. That's why I didn't mention their ass. I don't believe in that hype because it's exactly what I said it is. Hype. Hype. And we know that hype is going to falter. It's the Cowboys. And then as far as Chicago is concerned, guys, they're new to the party. They don't have that kind of respect yet. They shouldn't have that kind of respect. I don't believe, listen, I was very hard on Caleb. And I will admit that maybe I was a little too hard on him, but I'm still not convinced he's that guy. He's that guy that's getting ready to get him over the hump. I mean, this would be his third year in the league. Like, this isn't his second year. He's with the same coach, so we can, not a new offensive coordinator. Everything that he wanted. And we're going to see. I mean, Chicago, they're going to be in the mix for the NFC North. I mean, I already told you that. But Detroit just has a little bit too much on paper. All of this is if people stay healthy. All of these predictions are all predicated on people being healthy. So injuries. So if we start having a rash of injuries, I don't want to see G-Roll. You was wrong. I'm telling you. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to be wrong. If people start going down, hell yeah, I'm going to be wrong. But if things stay as the status quo, I'm telling you, you can mark it. You can put money on it. Eagles, Detroit, New Orleans, Rams. Book it. Done. It's a wrap. Doesn't mean that they're going to win the Super Bowl, but that's who's going to come out. I mean, if you into that whole, I won a division, and you cool with that, then look, there you go. I'm not going to talk about the rest of the playoff field because I'll give you that. I'll give you that later. But I will go ahead and give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Guess what? Dallas is not there, and neither are the Bears. So much for that sexy pick. They're just not there. And I know you, G-Ro, you just hating, dog. You just hating. I can hear the hate all over you. Yeah, there might be a little bit of hate, but deep down underneath everything, I'm pretty sure you feel the exact same way too. Unless you are a Dallas Cowboy fan or a Chicago fan. But realistically, past all of the national pundits telling you their sexy picks and, ooh, they look good and blah, 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 blah. You see it. You see it. So, yeah, them predictions you can take to the bank for the NFC, period, point blank. That's just what it is. So we just knocked off the NFC, man. Y'all done stuck with me for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the AFC next week. And the AFC is definitely going to be something to talk about. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how to make heads or tails of the AFC. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, I can tell you who they think is going to win, and I don't subscribe to that. I'm not a New England supporter. I believe New England was a fluke. I just believe they were a fluke from last year. They were a product of their schedule. We'll see this year when they play a Super Bowl schedule. We will definitely see, for sure. So, hey, tune in next week. I promise you it's going to be worth your time. And I'll holler back at your boy, and I appreciate you tuning in to the Shit Out Here in Sports. Holler back at your boy.